No health or all health? Dude, I have no idea why that happened. That was so weird. Because we had landed and then landed on another area. And then it just was like, nope, you're dead. Nope, you're dead. So we're going to go ahead. We'll grab this. And now, because I would like to show you guys what we're actually doing and how the map works, we're going to fast travel back to the Rhylocaria gate. We're going to do a jump off there again, and we're going to go in the opposite direction. Needless to say, I wouldn't be getting gas station food anymore. Yes, please don't. Please don't. That's the moral of the story right there, right, Boogie? I died again. What the fuck, man? I swear to God. Yes, I'm pissed off about that one. I've literally made these jumps thousands of times. I mean, I'm literally talking thousands of times. Never died once on it. And this now, all of a sudden, I'm dying for no reason. I've been noticing things like this happening in this game since I've come back to playing it too. That there are very weird circumstances that are showing themselves right now in this game. Very weird. So we're gonna head kind of to the southeast here. And we're going to grab ourselves a golden seed real quick. An easy golden seed for us. So that should be another drink for us. One extra drink. And then we're going to go get the map for this area. There was a new update that messed it up. I never had the hitching that I have too before. Now I have hitching in the game. There's been weird things where I hit things and it just doesn't even register as a hit. I'm hoping that they have it all straightened out for when the DLC gets here, man. I'm telling you. Like, it's all good. It's already a hard game. And it's all good when you can point to yourself and be like, dude, I just did that. That was on me. That was on me. It's another thing when it's a game and something like this, when so much is at stake with every death, you have to have shit on point. Otherwise, you're going to fucking make people rage quit your game. Like, oh, I just lost 30,000 runes. That's 5 level ups. I'm fucking done playing the game is what's going to happen with a lot of people if they don't work this shit out. But there's the map. There's the map right there. A new map has been found. And of course, we were looking when we found the little note up here at the gate. It pointed off at a little island on the side of essentially the Academy of Rhylocaria. So we're going to be going there. But before we go there, we're going to equip a bow and arrow and some arrows. We're going to go get some runes. We're going to go get some runes real quick. And we're going to do that by, you see these little floating balloon things? They have marionettes on them. And essentially, if you destroy the balloon, you will always get a golden rune 6, which is 2,000 runes. That's an easy 2,000 runes right there for us. Oh my God. Frustration's starting to build right now. It's never a good way to play this game, is frustrated. We're just going to hop up here and grab this real fast as well. We'll be using this site of grace here in a little bit, but I figured I'd just come up and grab it. Now, there's 2 ways that we can proceed forward from here. We can take a shortcut, but I do want to... I don't think... There's no reason for us to go into the Academy of Rhylocaria right now. So I don't think we're going to go get that glintstone key. I think we'll come back for it at a later date and time. So instead, we're going to do a shortcut here. You introduced Draven to Burnout Revenge. What a great game, right? That is a silver pickled foulfoot. Might as well grab it on the way. And out in these woods out here, there is going to be another, it's almost like a gazebo that we'll be able to find. You know what? Let's go talk to another NPC first before we do that. There's an NPC that we've already met. And if you'll remember back to when we met him, he asked us to keep an eye out for a specific person. I am speaking of somebody that we met in Roundtable Hold. You guys will recognize him when we see him. But if you'll remember, think back, we were actually told to keep an eye out for his friend. And he is right over here. It is Dialos. And I believe her name is Lanya.
Oh, Lanya. It's me, Dialos. Answer me, would you?
All right, so Dialos, he told us to keep an eye out for her. He said, basically, have you seen my friend named Lanya? She's such a tomboy. She always disappears. It's his childhood friend. I don't know the lore behind Lanya herself. I don't know who Lanya was, but her golden hair, and she almost seems to remind me of it's like a spirit tuner kind of, or maybe of something of that ilk. But yeah, let's talk to him.
Hello, friend. Tell me if you know, would you? The whereabouts of the hidden house of those despicable fiends. The recusants who hunt their fellow Tarnished. They laid hands upon my servant Lanya, and I refused to let the insult stand. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. I, Dialos, swear to deliver the message.
So we know from one of our items that we can actually use. It's a usable item. A recusant is actually, what is it? Is it the severed finger? A recusant is, it's not that one. Not that one. Which one is it? I don't know. What? And basically, a recusant is somebody who invades another person's world to kill them. So essentially, he's saying that her world was invaded and she was murdered. She was slain. And there's a house of people that actually go out and hunt people down, is what he's saying. Like the house of the recusants.
They laid hands upon my servant Lanya, and I refused to let the insult stand. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. I, Dialos, swear to deliver the message.
All right, so now we have essentially moved along the next part of his quest. He's just going to repeat himself now. So we're all set with Dialos. We'll speak with him in just a little bit. We'll actually go and have another conversation with him. But we're going to head out here, and if we head directly almost exactly northwest, you can see that there's a gazebo out here. And if we go to the gazebo and ignore the giant dragonflies, you can see that there's a teleporter here. Let's go ahead and take the teleporter. That's the big D. It is. That's D. No, D's somebody else. D's somebody else, Boogie. Sorry. And you can see that we have another map fragment here. So if you guys are never unsure, like if you guys are unsure where a map fragment is, the towers or the little plaques that they're in front of are always shown on your map as one of those. I'm kind of in the way of it, but you can see it there on the map. They always show up on the map, so you know where to go get a map fragment if you are missing a map fragment. So this map fragment is for Liurnia West, and now if we go to the map, bam, we can now see all of Liurnia. So what started out as this little area here has now grown to include this area down here, this area over here, this giant fucking area over here, and it's not even begun to get as big as it gets. This thing's huge. Fuck the dragonflies, right, Boogie? Little bastards. There's plenty more of that map to be discovered. This map is absolutely ginormous. We're at just a small chunk of it right now. So this area here is kind of filled with a bunch of invisible mages, I guess is the best way of saying it. We're just gonna go up, and this is our first illusionary wall that we've actually encountered. And if we come here, we can see that there is a site of grace and also a new NPC to talk to. So if we come up here, we can actually speak with them.
Well, look at you. We don't receive many visitors. I presume you are Tarnished? What brings you here?
So now if we think back, there was an encounter that we had with another NPC that asked us to assist him in killing a what I'm trying to think of the name of the enemy. He asked us to basically find somebody and help him locate him so that he can bring him justice. And I'm speaking of Blythe, the wolf guy that we heard howling in the Mistwood. He actually told us about a giant blacksmith that would be located somewhere else. He said if we ever do meet him, let him know that he sent us.
Oh, pardon me. It's hardly my place to ask, is it? I am E.G., a blacksmith who once served the Carian royals. An old codger who refuses to retire his rusty hammer. So here I am, still quietly plying my trade on this spot. Perhaps you'd like a display? These bones are old, but still able.
Absolutely love his mirror helmet, by the way. Let's see what he has something else to say here. Please take care.
Oh, watch out there. When I'm absorbed in my smithing, I lose sight of all else. If you come too close, I'm apt to cause you harm. I am, after all, terribly large compared to you, Tarnished. You don't know how hard it is not to break anything while I work.
Nice. And then we can talk to him again. But before we talk to him, let's actually go in. You can see that he sells somber smithing stones. He sells all the way from 1 all the way to a somber smithing stone 4. We're not going to buy any of those, but if you ever need them, that is what he sells. He can also strengthen your armaments like the other blacksmith that we have back at Round Table Hold. But if we talk to him...
Brave Tarnished. A word of warning, if you please. This territory once belonged to the Carian royal family. Their manor lies not far beyond this point. When the Raya Lucari Academy turned on the Carians, the Knights of the Cuckoo descended on this tract.
Cuckoo.
After leveling it, they carried on to the manor. The Carians were taken off guard, but their strength had not waned, and they repelled the Knights' onslaught by conjuring an enchanted snare that remains potent to this day. That is why I say, Tarnished, don't go near the manor, unless you wish to lie with the corpses of the heedless Knights of the Cuckoo.
And essentially, the manor is another legacy dungeon, and it is located right over our shoulder. So he says don't go near it. We can ask him about that advice.
I've explained the peril of the enchanted snare that remains at the Royal Carian Manor. Whatever you do, brave Tarnished, stay away from that death trap.
So we've been warned. But now we also get one more thing that we can say to him. Blythe sent me.
Blythe actually did that, did he? Quite a rare occurrence for such a guarded soul as he. Perhaps he sensed something unusual about you. At any rate, if you're friendly with Blythe, I've something else that might suit you.
And that's kind of where it's left at. You don't know what he's talking about. He doesn't tell you exactly what it is. But if you go back into purchase, now you can see that he has the Carian Filigreed Crest. And this is essentially a talisman. And it lowers the FP cost of your weapon skills. So a very useful talisman that can be used throughout your entire playthrough. It costs 5,000. I think we're going to go ahead and buy it because we're going to be using our weapon skills quite a bit. So we're going to go in and, of course, we already got a Golden Rune 6. So that brings us up to almost 4 grand. Oh, just over 3 grand. We're going to need, we're going to need 2,000 more. Do I have enough? Let's use both of these. That should be enough, maybe? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we have enough. All right, so don't run away from them.
Something else for you?
We're going to go ahead and buy this. Purchase, Carian Filigree Quest, and it reads, a talisman adorned with a royal crest lowers FP consumed by skills, an honor said to have been once awarded to the Carian Knights who served as direct retainers to the kingdom's princesses. Yeah. Now there is only one princess, Rani, daughter of Renala. Remember that name. We will see much more of Rani throughout our playthrough, but remember that name. And we're done. That's it. So now, instead of using the green turtle talisman, I'm actually going to put on the Carian Filigree Crest. And there we go. Now, next portion of what we need to do I think there's actually a couple of things. Boy, where do I go from here? Let's fast travel away from here, and we'll actually come back at a later point in time here, not too far. Well, can I reach this place from here? You know what? Let's go get a legendary weapon first. Let's go get a legendary weapon. So he told us to stay away from this place for a reason. He said that there was a magical snare in place. And essentially, this is the magical snare that protects the Carian Royal Manor, which is straight ahead of us. So serpentine your way up to the castle. And you can see it speeds up the closer that you get. And once you get to the wall, you're kind of okay. So now there is a bonfire right out front. And essentially, we're set to go. This is now Carian Manor. I almost died right there. Not going to lie, that was very close to a death. This place is very weird. We'll explore more of it later, but you can see that there are hands buried in the ground. You want to avoid the hands at all costs. As long as you stick to the wall, we should be fine. We shouldn't encounter much. I kind of got off the wall there when we almost died a second ago. But we're going to get sneaky. Look out. There's a big hand right there. And we're going to sneak up as close as we can. Now we can just run right by. There's a lot of hands up in this bitch. And they are very dangerous. They hit very hard. A little clue for you, though. They have a weakness to fire. So you burn them, they actually writhe in pain on the ground and give you a chance to actually do a lot of damage. But we're going to go ahead and grab this site of grace. We're going to run by everything here. You can see in this entire area, this whole zone of the world, there's a lot to do with magic. A lot of magic going on. And we're actually going to come right over here, and you can see that there is a small building over here. If we jump, we can make it on top of the building without any damage done to us. If you drop off the side, you can see that there is a ladder. And if you take said ladder, you can slide all the way down here. And there is a chest in here. And you can tell by the glow that it's a legendary weapon. Or it's something legendary. And it's the Sword of Night and Flame. This has a very high requirement of 24 intelligence and 24 faith. It has a descaling in both. And it reads, a storied sword and treasure of Caria Manor, one of the legendary armaments. Astrologers who preceded the sorcerers established themselves in mountaintops that nearly touched the sky and considered the fire giants their neighbors. It has a unique skill called Night and Flame Stance. Hold the sword level and prepare to cast a sorcery. Follow up with a normal attack to cast a Night Comet sorcery, or a strong attack to sweep forward with a burst of flames. We are going to make some use of this, but not for quite a while. I figured since we're close, we might as well go get it. And then if we end up leveling up enough to use it, we will. But we'll just stop there real quick. And then from here, let's head here. Hello, horse. There you are. There's Butt Stallion. And essentially, right here, we might as well grab it since we're right here. We're right next to the Academy of Raya Lucaria, or the essentially the College of Witchcraft or of Sorcery. And you can see that over here, this is essentially the island that was located on the map that we picked up from the guy out front. Since we're here, we might as well grab it, but it is guarded by a dragon. So you can choose to fight the dragon right now or come back, fight him later, or you can just go right behind him and you can snatch that shit up and then run away, which is what we're going to do. Easy as pie. Then if we continue forward, oh, actually we want to go up this way. Sorry. There's a couple other things we can grab. One is good for sorceries. Sever, what is up? How are you? Said, you get the Sword of Night and Flame in place where hands that are weak to fire. I know it, right? I know it, right, Boogie? That irony is not lost on me at all. Not lost on me at all. Sever spent 1,000 rockets to change his background color, this background color, all the way to Ruby from Cyan. We're going to make it happen for him. Sever, it's good to see you, buddy. Echo, change studio lights to Ruby. Echo. 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 Change studio lights to Ruby.
Okay.
Ooh, nice. Wow. That's something. Damn. Good color. Good color, by the way. Is this camera off again? 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 Is it? Don't you guys see it? Isn't it off? Right there? There we go. That's better. That's better. All right. Full screen that bitch. All right. So we just got ourselves a bonfire. Good to see you, Sever. How are you today, my friend? How's life treating you? If we come up here, you can see that there are a bunch of the jellyfish that we had seen before that we've seen plenty of times already. And there are 2 items that are right in front of them. One doesn't matter. The other one does. So we're just going to grab them both. Doesn't matter that we got hit. No big deal. But we got the jellyfish shield. When we get a chance, we'll stop and we'll actually read about that, but it'll be a second. We're going to make a run through this camp. Lots of guys are going to get pissed off at us. We got a rune arc. We'll stop and read about rune arcs as well when we can. And we're actually going to switch to our bow now. And you can see that there is a bunch of balloons down here. Whole bunch of balloons. And we should be safe right now. So let's go in here. Inventory. Actually, no, equipment is the easiest way to look at it. And it is called the Jellyfish Shield. It requires 20 strength, 14 dexterity in order to be able to wield it. And it says the head of a spirit jellyfish commonly found floating above sacred ground throughout the lands between. Wielded without modification as a shield. The see-through head of extremely light, but its flesh is supple, providing absolutely no protection from piercing attacks. Unique skill, Contagious Fury. Incite the jellyfish's wrath and allow its fury to flow through you. It raises attack power for a certain duration. So I believe it's a 30-second buff, and it's a 20% increase, or no, 15% increase to damage. You said the jellyfish are the souls of kids, right? You're led to believe that. I don't know if that's the case, Boogie, but you're led to believe that they are the souls of children. And that'll be, we'll actually dive a little bit more into that a little bit later in the game too. We'll see an exact, we'll actually speak to some jellyfish is the best way to put it. We'll speak to some. And there is a bunch of these. So we might as well get them. It's free runes. We're right by them and we definitely need the level ups. And they're as easy as runes as you can get. Boogie, way to pay attention though. I love that, dude. Because that was just something I had made. That was a comment I made in passing too. That guy's a fucking listener, buds. All right, and final one is right here. Easy runes. That's what, like 12,000 runes that we just got right there. Easy, easy peasy. And you probably had noticed that there is a site of grace over here. Let's go grab this site of grace. We'll light this up. And behind us is another one of the towers that we've already visited. And because I want to be able to use both incantations and sorceries, we're going to need a lot of slots for all of these different spells and stuff that we're going to be using, or that I'm going to attempt to use. So we might as well come up here and get the memory stone from it. Now, these are always the same item. It's always a memory stone from these. And you can see 3 wise beasts. Seek out 3 wise beasts. One of them is going to be right over here, right there. Yeah. Okay, good talk. Our next one is going to be real tricky and be hiding up in a fucking tree over here. It's dead. And our last one is going to be right off the edge down here. You can see him right now. There it is. The seal to the rise has opened. Now we are free to go up and go get our treasures. And we'll have to climb up the ladder here. Please climb the ladder. Man, I'm getting like, it almost feels like a mad input delay. I don't know what it is. A lot of times when jumping right now, I've experienced it. All right, and wow. I wonder if I should turn that off. Probably not. That's actually a setting. What just happened with the camera is actually a setting, and it's in your camera settings, and it is camera. I have it off. Maybe I should turn it on. Camera auto wall recovery. Yeah, you kind of got to be careful with it. Sometimes it's not great. Sometimes it is. But item in here, same as every other one. It's a memory stone. Gets you an extra spot for a sorcery. And rather than walking back down, let's just fast travel down to the bottom. And from here, we can make a little journey. There is a faster way to get where we're going, but essentially, if you look up, Carrion Royal Manor is up above us on the hill. That's where we just went and got the Sword of Night and Flame. That means EG is over there on our left, on that little hill right there. But if we travel past all of these enemies and everything here, we're essentially going to where that rock is jutting out. And underneath it is going to be a very useful upgrade material for us. And the last upgrade material we need for right now. I'm kind of just winging it going through here. We also need to get a something else here too. I just remembered this. I'm kind of just winging this going through. I don't really have a plan for this. Is it right here? No, it's up there. We got to get up on that hill right there. Can we jump on this rock as a shortcut? It looks like it's jumpable, right? It is definitely not jumpable. We're going to have to go around. There's an item up here that we can definitely use. And we definitely should. Shut up! Sorry, I apologize. And if we come over here, there's an item located over here, and you got to be careful because it is guarded by those hands that we already experienced. You can see them right there. One is buried in the ground. The one in the ground is the one you really don't want to fuck with, but that is the intelligence not crystal tier. So we already know crystal tiers. We put those in our flask of wondrous physic, and it raises usually a skill by 10 for 3 minutes. That would raise intelligence by 10 for 3 minutes. And since we're using an intelligence-based weapon, that's very, very useful right now. We can get a lot of extra damage out of our sword through that. And then if we come over here, there is an item on this corpse, and it is the final upgrade material that we can get for right now. It is a smithing stone 4. Actually, no, it's not the final. We can get, we need one more yet. We need a somber smithing stone 3. Let's go get that right now. We might as well stop and grab this. And you know what? Back down here, down this long tunnel here, there is there's a golden seed. Let's go grab this golden seed real quick. So everything around here has to do with intelligence. Yeah, more or less, Boogie. The Liurny of the Lakes is basically where people go to learn about magic, to learn sorceries. So very much so, everything has a lot to do with intelligence here. All right, so if we proceed way into the back here, past all these giant weird things that spit out poison, there's actually a couple of things we can grab here. I think we're just going to grab the golden seed, and you can see the golden seed just appeared in front of us. You can always tell by the spirit tree. So we got another golden seed. That should get us another drink. From here, Let's go get a somber smithing stone 3 real quick. So we have a somber smithing stone 3. We'll essentially have a somber smithing stone 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have one of each right now. We have a 5 too as well. Matter of fact, we have a 5. So we can actually get this sword right now up to a +5. So if I do magic, build this place, yeah, this is the place to go. Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely want to come here. There's lots of spells that you can learn here, but it's not the only place, Boogie. It's not the only place. Yeah, the one thing with this game is everything is sort of finite and set in the world, so you don't have to worry about RNG. If you look up where something is, there's probably a way to get to it if you want to fast track your builds, kind of like I'm doing right now. And if we come here, this is Bellum Church. And there is a sacred tier here. And we can go ahead and light this bonfire in case we die, because there is a chance that we might die here. And if we proceed out here, you can see why we might die. Ignoring this rock here, if you look beyond it, you can actually see that someone just fired a trebuchet at us. There's 2 on the right and 1 on the left. You're going to have to dodge them. I have been caught by these fuckers more than once. And we should be good from here. And we're just going to run by the enemies. I'm getting a lot of FPS drops right now. A huge amount of them. I don't know if you guys can see it on your end.